In this video, guys, I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can lose the belly fat and keep it off. Okay, very, very simple, and just breaking it down exactly, and just not overcomplicating this, guys, because it's not a complicated process. I want you to watch this video and know exactly what it is that you need to do from someone that has actually helped hundreds of men do exactly this. Okay, go through this process, lose the belly fat, and maintain this all year round. Because what happens is most guys, they might lose a little bit of belly fat, they might get themselves to the physique that they want, but they never maintain it. Okay, in this video, I'm going to outline maybe why that is and exactly what it is that you need to do to stop that from happening as well. Okay, and most guys really do overcomplicate this. You know, they try to build muscle, they try to lose fat, they try to do loads of cardio, they try to run more, and they try to do it all at the same time, and they just stay stuck and not actually able to achieve anything. You need one clear focus to begin with, guys, and of course that is going to be losing fat, losing the belly fat, which means calorie deficit, consistent diet, and something you can actually stick to for long enough. This is 90% nutrition. Honestly, losing the belly fat is not going to come down to doing hundreds of crunches every day. It's not going to come down to doing loads of cardio. It is 90% making sure that you control what you put in your body. No fancy training, okay? No extreme cardio, just a simple plan that you can stick to. So the first thing is you have to make sure that you are actually able to follow a nutrition plan you can stick to, stay consistent with it long enough to lose the belly fat. Stop focusing on loads of things at once, get to the basics, and start making sure that the first thing you focus on is purely fat loss and being in a calorie deficit, okay? You need to keep it really simple, guys. Track your calories every day. Make sure you're hitting your protein target. Make sure you're training consistently. Make sure you're moving daily. That is really as simple as it needs to be. The more simple that you can make it, the better, okay? When it comes to training, you should be lifting 3 to 4 days per week. That's it. Now, most guys, they try and do way too much at the start. They try and lift 5-6 days and feel like that's what they need to be doing. That's not what you need to be doing. Most guys are not consistent. They will do freaking 5 days per week for about 2-3 weeks and they will stop. And I've seen this happen countless number of times. Training is really simple. Go 3 to 4 days per week. Do the type of workouts that you enjoy. Make sure that you're lifting weights so that you don't get skinny. And just focus on strength, structure, and progression, okay? Not destroying yourself, not endless amounts of cardio. Weight training is there to maintain levels of muscle mass so that when you lose fat, you actually have a physique that you like, right? You're not looking skinny fat anymore. You actually maintain muscle mass and you look aesthetic and you improve your body composition. Okay, so in a fat loss phase, the weight training, it is the most important thing. And on top of this, guys, just make sure you're moving. Okay, steps are really important. You need to be aiming towards getting at least 8,000 a day. And if you really want to push it, you should be focusing on 12,000. That will speed up fat loss so much more. This is how you actually burn more calories without burning out. Yeah, you don't need to be doing excessive amounts of cardio. You don't need to be hammering running every single week. You just need to be focusing on moving your body more. Literally just focusing on a step count you can maintain each day for being a bit more active. This is simple, it's effective. Guess what? It's actually sustainable as well. Now, once you have gotten lean, guys, and you've dropped the belly fat and you've actually got to the point where you feel good, and this should be aiming to get your body to probably around like 12-15% body fat. This is where you can start to see your abs. This is where you've probably got rid of the belly and you feel good. This is where most people mess up, okay? They either keep dieting or they just go back to old habits. Both lead to a rebound, right? They both lead to the same thing. The most important thing at this stage is that you build muscle to keep the fat off, right? More muscle is going to be a better functioning metabolism, which means that you can eat more calories and you can stay in shape. Nobody in shape is eating small amounts of calories. Nobody. The guys that are in shape all year round are probably eating way more food than you, right? They're actually able to eat more calories every day because their metabolisms can handle it, guys. Like I eat like 3,500 calories a day because I've got very good metabolism. I've got good output as well, right? This is the absolute key thing. I've got a decent amount of muscle mass that I've spent years building. So if you really want to keep belly fat off, okay, it's not about cardio. It's not about trying to outrun a diet and trying to make sure you're moving around a lot to stay lean. It does not work. That is a very, very, very slippery slope to go down because you just cannot simply maintain really, really high amounts of cardio forever. You want to be able to do something that requires you to not put loads of effort in, but you can still stay lean, right? Something that feels very kind of lifestyle rather than like this real slog that you're having to maintain and put loads of effort in every single day. And this is why more muscle is just the absolute way we do this, guys. We have a better functioning metabolism, okay? More calories burned at rest and a much easier maintenance. This is exactly how people stay lean all year round, okay? It's actually quite simple when you really focus on doing these things. So once you've gotten lean, guys, this is where you don't need to stay in a calorie deficit forever. You increase calories slowly and you build back up, okay? This reverse diet stage is the most critical part of a transformation. You go from being lean, being in shape, and being in a deficit to increasing your calorie intake to the point where you can actually sort of take your foot off the gas a little bit, as you're not having to kind of track religiously anymore and worry about trying to stay within a certain amount of calories. Most guys can get their maintenance to anywhere between like 2,800 to 3,000, if not more. Okay, I've got guys that I work with that are 50 that are eating 3,500 calories a day and their weight is still maintaining. They have built a significant amount of muscle mass that allows them to be able to do this, right? So you have to have more muscle. You need to focus on going through the reverse diet, slowly increasing calories, working with your body, and getting to that point where you did not regain the fat and you got out of that kind of difficult position of being in a deficit and you got to a safety zone. Okay, this is honestly the missing piece. So really from here, guys, the long-term strategy is very, very simple. It's fat loss phase, it's get in shape, have a very clear focus on that initial target, it's build and it's maintain. That is the cycle. There is no random dieting, no guessing. It is structured phases that will get you there. At that point, you have probably already built the right habits. You've already got kind of the right mindset around things. You're naturally going to make better choices, but it's those fundamentals which are really, really key that you get in place, where you lose, you reverse diet, you build muscle, and you maintain. And you go through those exact phases to make sure that you don't just lose the belly fat, that you keep it off. It is honestly not that complicated. And it is the keeping off, which is where most people fail. So if you get this right, I promise you, this is how you're going to stay in shape all year round, actually fairly effortlessly, from the right habits, the right system, and the right foundations that you have built. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, guys, I did a video that kind of spoke about these phases just in a little bit more detail, talking through the type of phases that we work our clients through at FitLab. I'm going to leave a link to that video here. So go and check that out if you want to see the exact phased approach that we would use, and also the route that people go down where they often fail with this and they end up dieting, failing, dieting, failing, dieting, failing, which happens for years on end. Put that video here, go check it out. Apart from that, guys, make sure you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe for future videos. I'm going to catch you in the next one.